everybody, welcome back to Beth and Am. I'm Ellie Marie, and today we're going to talk about how I use my NaNoWriMo tools during Preptober and throughout the month of NaNoWriMo. So stick around, and if you enjoy this series, make sure to check out the other ones on my NaNoWriMo Chronicles playlist. I'm excited. Let's get into it. Alright, I'm going to try to keep today's video short because my other ones have been kind of long, and really the content today can be condensed fairly easily. I also want to apologize for my lighting and my camera and sound quality. I'm trying to figure out the lighting in my new space, and I also forgot to charge my good camera. So he's tired. So I'm using my webcam, which isn't terrible. It's not bad. It's just not quite as good as my other camera. So let's go ahead and get into today's topic. Alright, today I want to talk about how I use my NaNoWriMo toolkit. And if you haven't already watched that video, make sure to click on over and watch it after this one. It is in my NaNoWriMo Chronicles playlist. And it just lists out the 7 tools that I like to use during Preptober, which are a notebook, a hard notebook, pens and a pencil, character profiles, HiveWord.com, my laptop, Evernote, which I use on my phone and my laptop. You can tell I'm trying to remember them off the top of my head, and books. Books either to help me with the genre that I'm writing in for that particular NaNoWriMo, and books that are in the genre I am writing in. So let's dive into this and see how I use them during Preptober and throughout the month of NaNoWriMo. So the very first thing I do, and I feel like this should be obvious and I've touched on it a little bit before, but I'm going to talk about it briefly anyway, is I write in my spiral notebook. I just kind of brain dump everything that I have for that story idea into this notebook. And I use those colored pens to color categorize everything. That way when I'm flipping back through my notebook, it's easy to find things that are character related, things that are world building related, things that are plot related. Or if I have items, specific items that are important to the story, then I'll color code those as well. And it just makes it a lot easier when you're going through the next step that I do to find all of that information. When you're just brain dumping, then you don't need to worry about like, okay, now I have to flip to this page, okay, now I have to flip to this page. It just is there, and it's color coded so you can find it. Alright, so the second thing that I do is I go into HiveWord.com, and I like to use HiveWord.com because I can access it anywhere that I have access to the internet. I don't specifically have to have my laptop. I can get onto it from my mom's computer, from my in-laws' computer, from a computer, the library. I don't have to have my personal computer to use it. So that's one of the big benefits of using HiveWord, because it is all browser-based. Another thing that HiveWord has that I absolutely love, and we have already briefly touched on, is character profiles. So all of that information that I have in that notebook, that hard copy notebook that I have been writing in, you just fill it in HiveWord. You go in and they have lists and whatnot for characters, for items, for scenes, and you can just take everything that's in your notebook that you've been brain dumping and organize it, and it's online and it's accessible. So those character profiles on there are one of the big components that I use, because they really get you to look at all aspects of your character: physical, emotional, mental. They talk a little bit about like family history, and they talk about like fears and desires and all this stuff. And then they have this little miscellaneous section down at the bottom that I like to talk about the different layers of a character, and we will get into that more in Preptober, talking about layering characters. So that's HiveWord. HiveWord is a wonderful tool. It's very, very simple, very, very easy, and it's free. So if you are a beginning writer and you're looking for a tool to help you organize, HiveWord.com is for you. Organize, HiveWord.com is for you. Alright, so the next big step after doing the character profiles, so we are 4 items in on my toolkit list. We have done the notebook, the colored pens and the pencil, hive word, and the character profiles. So the next item is my laptop, and that is, again, fairly self-explanatory. I feel like the laptop is used during my hive word novel construction. When I am organizing all of that information, I do try to use my laptop the most because it is what I'm used to typing on, and oftentimes if I'm typing on a different computer or something else, like a tablet keyboard, it throws me off just a little bit because I call it the bite, the key bite. It's the press down feel of the keys is different, and it can kind of throw me off, especially because I'm used to writing on my laptop. So my laptop is key. I love it because it is portable. I can take it with me places, unlike a desktop, which really you can take a desktop. I've seen writers bring a desktop to a NaNoWriMo write-in. It just seems very inconvenient and very clunky and not the best idea. So laptop is good for that. A laptop also allows me, again, to have that nice key bite that I like. Key bite? To feel the actual tactile feeling of the keys when I'm writing. And that's just a personal preference. Your portable solution could be a tablet with a tablet keyboard. It's all personal when it comes to how you write. So I do, however, suggest that you write digitally for NaNoWriMo because they do require you, if you're part of the official competition or official organizational page, you do have to digitally copy and paste your words into their counter so that you can get credit for having written your 50,000 words for the month. Alright, so the last 2 items on the list, Evernote and books, those 2 kind of just are in use throughout the entire 2 months. And really, Evernote I use all the time because I use it for more than just writing, but for writing purposes, I very heavily use it during Preptober and NaNoWriMo. So the Evernote, as I've talked about in the past, I really like because you can take voice memo notes. You just push a couple of buttons, leave a little voicemail for yourself, and it is a note inside a folder specific that you want it in. So you don't have to sift through a bunch of voice files to try to find the one that's about your character thoughts that you had. It's right there in the little file in Evernote versus my voice note about what groceries I need to buy. That's in a different folder, so I don't have to kind of look through them. They're all organized for me and right there. So that's why I like to use Evernote. So the last item on my toolkit is books, and I've talked briefly about books in my NaNoWriMo toolkit video, but I just want to touch on them again briefly. I like to have books that are in the genre that I am writing in. So for example, I'm writing a psychological horror thriller kind of story, and so I've been reading Lovecraft and Edgar Allan Poe specifically to kind of gear up for this, and I like to find books that help with form and just your writing habits. So I also have this book here, which is the scene book, which will help me in building and putting together my scenes, which is one of the parts in writing that I personally struggle with, and so that's why I chose that book. I also have a book that I am working on that's called How to Write and Sell Your Mystery Novel. Now, as I just stated, I'm writing a psychological horror, not a mystery, but they are similar in genre, and so this book is helping me to kind of find some of the elements that go along with bits of that genre. And so I've been working through that, and it's actually been a really good book because it's also got exercises for you to do, and so I've been doing those in my notebook. So it has been a wonderful read, and I've really enjoyed it. And if you are thinking about writing a thriller or a mystery or something of that dynamic, I highly, highly suggest it. Those are in the description box below under bookshelf, are all of the books that I'm currently reading. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I appreciated having you here. Hopefully you learned something. I know that a lot of this has kind of seemed a little bit like a rehash, because when I talked about my tools, I kind of briefly described how I use them already. So this is more of a like in context video. So hopefully you found something interesting or new from those, and stay tuned because I have another video coming out this Friday. I have vlog posts, my videos that come out every Tuesday and Friday, and blog posts if you're interested in reading about my NaNoWriMo Chronicles on bethanam.com. can find those there. They come out on Monday and Thursday. And then again, just a reminder, on Wednesdays I have a live video that I get on for at 7:30 Central Standard Time on my Facebook page, which is also linked below. And you are more than welcome to join those. Ask me your questions and talk with me a little bit, and we can connect. And I look forward to seeing you there. And I hope you had a wonderful time watching this video. And as always, thank you for your time, and I appreciate you.